Yes, exactly right. Take that soft lens out.
Yeah, tell us about it. I was just about to throw it over to you. Are you communicating to your dry eye patients that Ortho-K is a viable option? Because it's something that's really not being done enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I offer it to them as an option if they're happy. A lot, just depending on what modality they're wearing. We have a lot of dry eye patients in scleral lenses. So those are not the patients that I would really switch to an Ortho-K lens. But if that's something that they're looking for, I've actually had many people come to me and say, I have dry eye. I need you to treat me for dry eye, and I need you to fit me an Ortho-K because I want to be able to see without wearing any lenses. And so, but yeah, it's just kind of see what they're open to and present all the options to patients.
Yeah.
You can do anything with this. If you can do it with the soft lens, you can do it with Ortho-K. I found you do the same thing. And
Go more into that.
Yeah. Well, the soft lenses use a modified monovision kind of thing with one eye more dominant distance, one eye more dominant near point. And you can do that with the different designs, and you can actually work with some of these manufacturers. If you have never done this, there are manufacturers out there that actually have these lens designs that can actually work with you and teach you how to do this. But you can actually do the same thing. In fact, what we start out with to make sure they're going to be successful with Ortho-K, we actually fit them with a soft multifocal to make sure that they can tolerate, they like it, it's working. And if we can make it work with a soft, we can do it with Ortho-K.
For me, I just tell them my goal is distance, but there are these benefits for up close and reading. Like, and in terms of, I don't want to promise like my 65-year-old patient that she won't need anything. I have a 65-year-old patient who likes Ortho-K, but she wears a +1 reader when she's doing like really fine print, and I'm happy with that too, right? And she's okay with her phone, and she's got large font or print on her phone, but so I guess I personally will just be like, I'm doing for distance, but it has this multifocal effect, and many patients, we can tweak and change things to try to help your visual needs.
Yeah.
I'm more the masochist. I'll go in and you have to charge your patients enough to do this, right? And if you can get it for them, if they will sit with you. I mean, I have patients who have said, doc, I had enough. I've changed. You tried, it doesn't work. But for the most part, you can actually get this done. I mean, if you really want to push the umbrella, but that's the way I stay out of trouble. But I don't stay out of trouble. I go for the right in the center of it. And I'll, 99% of the time I'll get them done. I mean, there is that patient that doesn't work out. But, any of these things we're talking about here, with any of us talking about, is something to explore. And also remember, you can do monovision. Okay. You can do one eye up close, one eye at distance. You don't have to do a multifocal design. If the patient's doing monovision, why reinvent the wheel? Just do it with Ortho-K.
Mm-hmm. Matthew.
I think that verges onto a discussion about communication. And that is that when we're taking on a hyperopic case or a hyperopic presbyopic case or a myopic presbyopic case, I sit down with the patient at the beginning and I say, we're going to go on this adventure together. And if you will work with me, we will get this done for you. It may not be easy. It may take a couple of steps to make you happy. But if you're patient and you're willing, I know I am, and we can get it done. And I think the big factor here, for me at least, is making sure that they know that we're going on a journey together. And it's not just me sticking stuff on them. They have to be part of the journey with me, and then I will make them happy. We will make you happy, but it could take a couple of iterations because you're complicated, and you might be 90% happy for a little bit of time until I get you 100% happy. I think as long as you're open with your communication, then you're going to have more success.
Yeah. Leah, I know for a fact from the last time we talked, you had a patient who was saying, wow, Dr. Johnson, you've spent so much time with me. You've probably lost money on me as a patient. And you were very reassuring to her, like, don't worry about it. Like, so talk more about that and how you communicate those expectations.
Yeah, that was my very first private pay Ortho-K patient. She's the one that inspired me to start my own clinic 3 years ago. I just recently saw her too. well, one, it made me realize I do need to charge appropriately for my time, and to, and because with her, I had set expectations. I'm not sure. I did get her. She is happy. But it did take a few lens exchanges. And originally I didn't even want to, I told her, I was like, I think you'll be happier in soft lenses. Like, why don't you just go that route? And I referred her, somewhere else. But yeah, I think just setting expectations with the patient and, understanding. Well, with children and myopia control, it's different, right? I think in like that fitting is way easier. They're usually lower myopes versus these, what we're talking about, some of these more complex presbyopic, hyperopic, patients. But yeah, sorry, what was the question again? I started rambling.
No problem. It was basically about setting expectations, because you have to charge appropriately.
Yes.
You have to, let them know.
And that's been a learning case, and I still am learning. I'm still learning what I need to charge. I'm like that. If you charge appropriately for your time, then you are excited to work with the patient versus, oh my gosh, I didn't charge appropriately for this, and now this is now making me feel not as enthusiastic to make the appropriate lens changes or chair time involved in really making that patient happy. And so, yeah, now I have frank, honest conversations. I'm like, oh no, you may not like this. And then they're like, no, I want to go for it. And so when we go for it, they're a lot more invested, like you said, Matthew, about that journey we're going through, because they've decided we're going on a journey together versus, having those soft contact lens expectations, one lens, one and done, and, not having, those are always nice. But just having that instant amazing vision.
If you're interested in getting the rest of the episode, consider becoming a paid supporter of the Myopia Mindset. In addition to an extended version of this episode and every other episode that we do, you'll also get access to exclusive monthly bonus episodes of the Myopia Mindset. And I know you're interested. You've made it this far. You can do so on our Substack, myopiamindset.substack.com. I'll see you at the next one.